Oh, I don't know if I'm going to fit all this in. Nope. Do 2 hours and underrated. That'll do. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to my channel. I just want to say thank you so much for the amount of views and lovely comments I've been getting recently on some of my videos. It is like the best thing ever. Thank you so much, guys. And also, if you subscribe to my channel, that is amazing. I've recently just hit 2,000 subscribers, so that is just blowing my mind. So thank you so much. And there might be a wee giveaway at 3,000 subscribers, so if you want a little giveaway chance to win something cool, better get subscribing to me and tell your friends to subscribe to me also. But anyway, today this is a serious, important topic. Underrated Disney movies. I can never say what my favourite Disney movie is. It's absolutely impossible for me to do that. I love so many different ones for so many different reasons, but there are definitely a handful of movies that are just completely underrated. Nobody really knows about them. They're not mentioned in the parks. Like, there's just so many that are fantastic but get no recognition whatsoever, and it really frustrates me because they're some of my classics, the ones I really just hold close to my heart, and I don't understand why nobody else likes them as much as I do. So today I'm going to list my top 10 underrated Disney movies. This isn't really a top 10 list of like my favourite Disney movies, or I'm not going to put like what my favourite one is at the top. It's going to be which one I think is the most underrated. So the ones that people didn't even know existed. So it's not a list of my favourite movies. I'm not putting at number one what my favourite one out of the underrated is, because I honestly couldn't choose. I'm just stating what I think are the 10 most underrated movies. I've said underrated far too much now. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Number 10. This one is, I know I said I don't have favourites, but this is definitely up there in the mix with my favourites. I love this movie, and that is Emperor's New Groove. This movie, I feel, does not get enough recognition for its humour, for its story. Like, the characterisation in it is so great. I just love this movie, and you just don't hear about it that often. It's been in more recent times that you've maybe seen some merchandise in some of the parks, and there has also been sightings of Cusco and Kronk from the movie actually doing a meet and greet. I've only seen that when it's been like rare times. I've not seen them in person. Not seen them in person. I really am just desperate to meet Cusco, but I've only seen like videos if it's like a celebration, maybe like sometimes it's like the anniversaries, they bring out some of the really rare characters, and that's the only time I've seen them out. And you know, if they are there in the park, please release them into the parks every day, because it would be so amazing to be able to meet them without having to go on a rare occasion, because it's unlikely that you're gonna be able to go on like a really rare occasion. But this movie, it's just, there are so many different aspects to the film that are just worth mentioning. It's one of the funniest, I feel. It's so funny, just like loads of little funny jokes. It's a great story of like friendship as well between two very unlikely people. And there's also an amazing opportunity to get really good theming for the park. If you've seen the movie, there is a really good scene that everyone will know if you've seen it, where Izuma is going down with Kronk to her lab, but she takes like this slide cart thing, basically a ride that you could literally make a ride out of in Disney. No joke. I don't know why they've not done it yet. Disney, please do it. It would be amazing. Basically like a round in circles, and then you land, and it would just be amazing, like so good. And also I think they could have the restaurant that they have in Emperor's New Groove in the film. I can't remember what it's called, but that would be such a cool themed restaurant, and you could have a mixture of different things. You can have things covered in gravy, because that's in the film, and cheese, because they love cheese too. It would just be amazing. You can have it right next to each other. You could also have an Emperor's New Groove meet and greet. I have seen some merchandise recently in the parks, some pins. That's maybe about it. Some pins, maybe the odd notebook. but apart from that there's not really anything. Oh, a t-shirt actually, which I have somewhere. Yeah, there needs to be like so much more recognition of this movie because it's absolutely fantastic. Number 9. So again, I am backtracking here on my whole I don't have a favourites, but this movie is probably my favourite princess movie, Disney princess movie. I wouldn't say it's my overall favourite princess, but I'm just gonna say it. This next underrated movie is Mulan. Now, I know what some people are thinking, Mulan's everywhere right now. Oh my god, we've just seen like Mulan in all the shops and look at so much merchandise. Wrong! That merchandise and the hype and the trailers is for the new Mulan, which is not following the same story, and it is just a remake of the original one. Mulan was originally released in 1998, a year after I was born. Not 2020, 1998. Cartoon version, and it is phenomenal. Honestly, this story is just breathtaking. The art in it, it's like they have a lot of like Chinese art. You see at the beginning they do like lovely Chinese calligraphy. It's absolutely gorgeous, and the story itself is just it's just about how a young girl wants to save her family and save her country, and that's what she actually does. The music in this movie, some of my favourite Disney songs. There I go with the word favourite again. But classics. You've got Please Bring Honour to Us All. Please bring honour to us, please bring honour to us all. Nailed it. You've got the ballad of the movie, Reflection, which was originally performed by Christina Aguilera, and I know she is making her like reappearance again, doing the same song for the 2020 version, but she originally did it in 1998, folks. That is an emotional song, really relatable. And then you've got one of the best songs ever, just ever, like not just Disney, ever. Mr. I'll make a man out of you. I'll Make a Man Out of You is an anthem. It is so powerful, so strong, the words are amazing, it's just a fantastic song, and you just don't hear about it anywhere. They could easily like have that playing in the parks, like you're fighting as you're going around the park. I don't know. Mulan is just a fantastic story, fantastic character. She's like the only place I've ever seen her out for a meet and greet is in the Florida parks. I've never seen her in Disneyland Paris, and that is in Epcot in her Chinese pavilion, and that's it. But Mulan is such an iconic character. Like, she's so powerful, such a good role model for girls, and she's just, her story is just fantastic. The movie, no one talks about it. Everyone's going to be talking about the 2021 now, but literally there's barely any merchandise at all, any recognition for the original one, and if there is any now, it's only because there is a remake coming out. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of the remakes, like I'm just going to put it out there, I'm not. The classics are classics, and I think they should stay that way. I want new stories, I don't want to see remade ones of what I used to watch when I was a child. I like just watching the original ones, and I think that the generation of kids today will know like Belle, and they'll know Mulan and, you know, Simba as these CGI, you know, real life people that aren't the main characters, that aren't like the original characters that once were. So there you go, Mulan. I literally can't put into words. Mulan, just phenomenal. Number 8. This movie is one that if I had to say to a lot of people, they wouldn't know it was a Disney movie, or they probably haven't really seen the movie, but it is a fantastic movie. The movie is Oliver and Company. This is one that I loved when I was growing up, but my sister didn't, so we never watched it because she's the oldest, so she got to choose whatever we watched. And I just loved the story when I was younger. I liked animals, but I wasn't like as obsessed as what I am now. It's just a really lovely story between, you know, like particularly cats and dogs, and how they can get on, and also how they kind of need people and people need them, and also the love between a little cat and a little girl. It's actually a really, really lovely story, and it's got like a really nice song in it, which I sing to my dog Tilly. It's just like the little girl singing, saying we're gonna be great company, you and me, and it's a really, really lovely movie. Really, really lovely story, and it's set in New York, which makes it really cool. A lot of good songs, and it kind of has a little bit of a, because Oliver and Company, and it's got someone called Fagin in it, and all the dogs are like, all of Fagin's dogs are like the pickpocketers, and they go and like get money and get food and stuff, so it's kind of like a little nod to Oliver Twist. So if you like Oliver Twist, you'll probably like this movie. And literally, I don't think I've seen one bit of merchandise. I don't think I've heard any songs or anything kicking about the parks ever to do with Oliver and Company, which is a shame, because, you know, I think there should be a rule that for every movie there should be at least one pin released or something, because you know, if you will get those people who hold that film as their favourite, and you know, they can't wear a t-shirt with it on it or anything because there's just all these mainstream ones, which is fair enough, you know, they're gonna go for the most popular, but it's so underrated. Like, these movies, come on people, get with the picture. 7! Number 7 brings me to Hercules. The hair in my mouth. Hercules is a classic. This is one that probably most people have seen. I don't know, I feel like Hercules is often forgot about when he's like such a hero. He saves like everyone, and he then becomes a god, but then he's like, no, I want to stay with my lover on Earth, Meg. It's just amazing. Like, it's such a great story, and the music is really good. It's like gospel music, and it's amazing. I'm saying amazing a lot. It's sometimes the only way to describe these movies. Amazing. Bless my soul, Herc was on a roll. So good. Yeah, it shows the kind of like heroism, and also Hades, the villain in it, is a fantastic villain. I really, really like Hades. He's funny, he's just like a really kind of cool guy, and also, although it's not very like historically correct, it's still like a little nod to, you know, the Greeks and the gods, which is really cool. If you're into that kind of thing, which I kind of like that thing, you'll probably enjoy Hercules. Hercules is another one. There has been the odd little, you know, whisper about Hercules around in the parks and stuff, but again, it's nowhere, and the songs are such a jam. You can dance to them, like sing along, great, such a bop, but you just never see or hear of them. And Hercules, I think, is another one that I've seen on videos, because I've never met him. But I've seen that him and Meg come out at like rare occasions in some of the parks, which is so unfair, but it would be so good if they made that a kind of regular meet, in a sense of he comes out every couple of weeks, you know, just kind of making it a wee bit more even for the rare characters against the more mainstream characters. Number 6. This one's gonna be hard to talk about. Oh my god. This one is probably the saddest one on my list. Yeah, probably the saddest one. Oh man. This is one of the ones that I really, really watched from my childhood. I had the video of this and I would watch it like every weekend. I really, really enjoyed this movie. It is The Fox and the Hound. This is just a gorgeous animation, a gorgeous movie. I really, really enjoy this movie. Basically, it's about how this old woman, she has a little pet fox, and then she has to leave him in the wild. And thinking about it now, please don't cry. It's just the saddest thing ever. I can just imagine like someone like just driving into the woods and dropping off their dog and leaving it. That is kind of what it's like, and that's what she does. And she turns back and Todd's just standing looking. Oh man. And it's just so sad. It's really, really sad. Really, like, as a kid I was like, I'm feeling so emotional at this film, like what is going on? And it's really good for tapping into your emotions, especially when you're really young. Kind of shows you what emotion is, I suppose. Todd, the fox who is left behind, he makes friends with a little puppy called Copper, but Todd's, you know, left behind, he's dumped in the woods, and Copper grows up to be like a hunting dog. Later on they do meet again and they become friends again eventually, but it is a lovely story about friendship, about how two unlikely, you know, they're supposed to kind of be enemies. Copper's supposed to run after and kind of, you know, get Todd, but they are friends, and that's what's so lovely about it. But yeah, a very sad movie. It's kind of in the Bambi era kind of region. but it's a really good film. But apart from maybe I've kind of seen, you get like some scenes when there's like maybe a, not collaboration, compilation for, you know, one of the shows or something, and you sometimes see a wee flash of Todd and Copper, and that's probably about it for around the parks, as well as the odd pin, but that's about it for merchandise. And there's not, I don't think there's really any songs in it to be played, but you don't see them around the parks. But you know, you wouldn't know that it was a Disney movie in the parks if you went. We have made it to the top 5, everyone. Roll up for the top 5. Now, number 5 on my list is going to be Brother Bear. This one is just so full of love. It's going to sound strange me actually explaining this, but it's Disney. So this boy, he's got 2 brothers, and one of the brothers tragically dies at the beginning of the film. It's actually a really sad one as well. But basically, Kenai, the main guy, he goes off to find what killed his brother, which was a bear. He does find the bear, and he kills her. Gosh, this is quite gruesome. Anyway, as a result of that, the spirits, and it's about spirits and like the kind of, I don't even know what to call them, like the kind of tribal spirits and stuff, like really cool, like up in the, I don't know what to call that, Icelandic mountains. What's it called? The lights? Icelandic lights? Norwegian lights? I'll think of them later. Yeah, and he's lifted up to the sky. When he's put back down, he's transformed into a bear. This is basically the spirits teaching him a lesson of love and kindness. And in this lesson, he runs into a very, very young bear who he takes on as his brother eventually once he kind of makes friends with him. And it turns out the little bear, his mother, is the bear that Kenai, you know, killed at the beginning of the film, who killed his brother. This is going on really long. Anyway, it's just really, really just a really lovely story. The music's really good as well, and it's kind of different. It's got a different kind of vibe. You know, it's not the kind of usual kind of formula that Disney goes for. Different kind of culture, really cool story about animals again, which is really good. And it shows you again another unlikely friendship, and it has a really nice ending as well. This is one you don't see. I think I have seen videos of as well of Kenai and Coda out for meet and greets, but never in Disneyland Paris, and I think it's maybe been really rare in Florida. But that would be really cool because it's such a cool movie, and there's literally nothing about it in the parks at all. Not even in like Animal Kingdom, I don't think. No, and that would be like the place to have it. Which is really unfortunate because it's such a classic. 4. Number 4 is going to be Treasure Planet. Now this is like a cool movie. That's how I would describe this movie, cool. When I was younger, I just wanted to be Jim Hawkins. He had like cool shaved hair, and he had like a little earring. He was like surfing. It's like set in like years to come, in like space. So he's like space surfing, and he's cool. He's just really awesome, and he's had a bit of a troubled life with his parents, and he then goes off on this quest to find Treasure Planet, and it's just a really, really cool movie. It's taken like under wing by this kind of cyborg guy, and you know, you don't know if you can trust him or not. It's just a really good movie, really good ending. It's got some cool tunes from Goo Goo Dolls, which is really cool. But again, it's one of those ones that you don't see anything about him at all. I think maybe he was more for the Disney Channel, like original, like way back when it was like That's So Raven and all that. You would kind of see him popping up every now and then on an advert. You don't see anything about him at all in the Disney parks, which is really frustrating because he's really cool. I don't know if he's ever done, I've never seen any like meet and greets of him, so if anyone's seen any meet and greets of Jim Hawkins, that would be amazing. Tell me in the comments because I love Jim Hawkins. In 3rd place is Atlantis. Atlantis. That sounds like I'm saying Atlantis, the Lost City. Milo Thatch. What a character. I love Atlantis. This is another one where I'd be like, let's put on Atlantis, and my sister would be like, no, that's boring. It's so not boring. For one, Milo Thatch is played by the one and only Michael J. Fox. Amazing. I love Michael J. Fox. I love Atlantis. Perfect coupling. Atlantis is such an awesome movie. It's kind of got like a vibe of Pandora to it, because when they go to Atlantis and they find the Atlanteans, and it's so cool. I love, there's like a journey section in it, which I really love a journey section in a movie, which is really cool. You see them on this massive submarine. It is like such a legendary film. Like the animation is so cool. It's quite like square, and it's just I love Atlantis, and you literally, there's nothing about it in the parks ever. There's no merchandise. I don't know about any meet and greets either, which would be unreal. I would love to meet Milo and Kira. Like, it would just be amazing. And they've also like they could have so much to do with Atlantis. They could have the cool like plane rides that they've got, because they're on like, there's like a battle. They could have like the crystals that the Atlanteans and Kira wears. Like, they could have that, so that people could have a bit of Atlantis in their heart. I love Atlantis. It is absolutely fantastic, and it's such a shame that, you know, no one else really kind of knows about it, or it's so underrated. Number two on my list is The Great Mouse Detective. Basil, you legend. This is such a brilliant movie, and it's literally nowhere in the Disney parks or the Disney sphere or whatever you call it. Nobody literally has this on a pedestal at all, and this movie is just out of this world. It's kind of like a Disney take on Sherlock Holmes and like detective movies, apart from it is Basil of Baker Street, and he's a mouse. It's got a lot of like mice and rats as characters, yeah, Basil is just classic. It's like such a good tale. That's what I'm going to call it, like a tale. It's like one of those kind of classic old movies, but it's not black and white. The villain in it is just so evil. Like, you really dislike the villain, which sometimes is a really good villain, and his name's Rashigan. It's just such a good story. Like, I can't get over how good that story is. And it's literally nowhere. There's nothing of Basil at all. I was once wearing a Basil the Great Mouse Detective t-shirt when I was in Walt Disney World in Florida, and I was chosen for the Pirates of the Caribbean show. And one of the pirates came up to me and he was like, "You don't see Basil." And I was like, "I know." It's such a good movie. You could totally have meet and greets out. I don't know if he's ever done a meet. I've never seen any videos. Again, if you know of any meets that he's done, put it in the comments below. I would love to know. But this is just a brilliant movie. Really good story, really good ending. It's kind of got one of those dramatic like fight scenes at the end. It's really good. Yeah, and if you're an animal lover, you would like it also. We have now reached number one. I hope this isn't like a total anticlimax for some people. Number one on my list of top 10 underrated Disney movies is The Rescuers. R-E-S-C-U-E, Rescue Aid Society, head held high, touch the sky, you mean everything to me. R-E-S-C-U-E. Okay, so this film, oh, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. This story is one of the best stories that Disney have ever told. It is about a girl who is an orphan, and she lives in an orphanage. She's wanting someone to take her home and create a family with, and unfortunately she has to go and live with a horrible person called Aunt Medusa, and she's awful, and she only uses her for like looking for diamonds in the ground. So she puts her in the ground and just like makes her look around there all day, and it's just awful, and the rescuers come to save her. The rescuers are Bianca and Bernard, and they're just brilliant characters. Bernard is just like a little scaredy cat, and he just wants to look after Bianca, and he's just like so funny, and Bianca's just like, "Oh, come on, Bernard, darling." Like she's just like up for life, and she's like, "Oh, nothing scares me," which is like what you want. It's just a brilliant movie. The music in it as well, it's a fantastic music. It's got Someone's Waiting for You, which is like such a beautiful song, and it's basically to Penny saying, you know, just lift up your head, someone will come and rescue you. Rescuers. It is a fantastic movie and you just don't see anything about it in the parks or anywhere else. I think I might have seen that they came out in Disneyland Paris once for a rare occasion, but I've never seen them in person, and it would be amazing if they would do a meet and greet. I've got a pin of them that I got from Walt Disney World in Florida, but that's it. You don't see anything else, and it is such, like, I see all these movies, I see that movie just as good as Frozen and all those mainstream films that are thrown in your face when you're in the parks today. So thank you for watching my top 10 underrated Disney movies. Did you agree with them? If you've got any that you think should be higher in the list, lower in the list, or any that were not on it, tell me in the comments down below. I see all of these movies just as good as all these top movies that are getting shown every day on television, and all the movies that, you know, all the kids are dressing up as. Like, I would dress up as Basil the Great Mouse Detective and go to Disney. I love, you know, most Disney movies, but these 10 are just, you know, they're too good for people to just, I don't know that movie, so I'm not even going to bother with it. Disney, you need to start including these movies in the parks. Just little wee Easter eggs here and there around the parks for us old classic kids, just so we can have a bit of fun as well. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe down below, hit that button, like ding ding ding, and the notifications or whatever it is you do on here. I'm also on social media, which I will put here. I hope you've all had a lovely and wonderful day, and I shall see you next time. Bye! Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning, good. Why can't I do this? Mulan was originally, and brings me to a lovely story. What is that? I feel like Hercules is all basically this fox Todd that, you know, he's left behind. Oh, my camera's running out of battery. That's great. That's sometimes the only way to script. I hope you've all had. It's got some fantastic movie. It's got some samples. It's got, like, you know,